If you want to sculpt amazing characters in Blender, you don't need years of practice. You don't need to memorize anatomical terms, or other names of the bones and the muscles, bro. You don't need to follow 10 different instructors and bombard yourself with information. You've already tried this, and none of this mentioned here worked. All you need to sculpt amazing characters is just a few weeks of deliberate practice, structured learning, and 1 hour a day. You just need to train your observation a bit, how to see simple shapes and forms, how to simplify stuff. And if you do that, you can sculpt amazing characters. And if you're honest with yourself, you already knew this. And this is exactly what you have been running away from. And that is exactly why you haven't gotten results. If you don't know me, my name is Ishaq, and I've been a 3D generalist in the mobile game industry for over 6 years, and I've worked on over 200 game projects. I've also been a top-rated freelancer on Upwork, giving services in low-poly assets and product rendering. And all this time, bro, I was interested in learning how to sculpt, but it was always so overwhelming. And hence, I wasted 6 years of my life trying, picking it up, buying different courses, watching different tutorials, investing in different programs, but still it was so overwhelming. The name of the bones and the muscles, the different terms, it just always was a hurdle in my way. And everyone contradicted. So all of the courses that I bought, everyone had different advices, and I just did not know where to start, who is right, who is wrong. But then after struggling this for years, now finally, I'm able to sculpt the characters that I can be proud of. And not only have I gotten results for myself, I'm also helping other people get similar results within literally a few weeks, you can see. Within a month, okay? And now I want to help you. So in this video, I will give you all of the secrets, okay? And a warning, I'm not going to be cute like the other creators that you see. I'm just going to be blunt, and I'm going to give you the exact things that you need to do. So if you have a weak heart and you cannot stand the truth, get out, don't waste your time, okay? So let's dive into this. And a few tips that I have for you is watch this on 2x speed so that you can go through this faster, and make it full screen so that you don't get distracted. Don't scroll to the comments, bro. Stop being a Jerry. Let's dive in. So step number 1, in order to learn how to sculpt amazing characters, you need to focus on the basics. And what do I mean by that? So these are 2 of my sculpts. These are 2 attempts that I did on sculpting the Joker. This one was, I don't know, a few years back, and this is the most recent one that I did last year. The only difference between these 2 was that over here, I was a Jerry. I was a retard, and all I wanted to do was to impress other people. I was lighting this. I did not understand the basics. I was just looking at references that I could find on Google, and I was sculpting that. I made hair particles. I thought that, okay, I know this sculpt sucks, but maybe good lighting is the fix. And then I lit this scene, and then I rendered this, and I invested more time on this. But the difference on this one, and yeah, this one, I think it took about 6 hours, 8 hours for me to make this. And this one, I did this on a live stream on this channel in just 1 hour, 40 minutes. And the difference is that over here, I've been trained. I've been working on my basics every day. And over here, oh, I don't want to do that. And yeah, over here, I was just running away from them. And I was being a Jerry, and I was making things that are going to impress other people. Okay. So yeah, you can see, this is the mindset that I had back when I was trying to learn this one, that I was lighting bad sculpts. I was trying to add skin details. I UV unwrapped this. I remember I UV unwrapped this and then I texture painted this. It was a painful process. I just automatic UV and then texture paint this. It lagged, but I got through it. And then I rendered this in multiple angles. I don't have them, and I shouldn't. They suck. And yeah, I sculpted this in order to impress other people. But on this one, you can see that there is no lighting at all. This is just a viewport screenshot where I added the background later in Photoshop. I just simply poly painted. I did not UV unwrap anything. It takes 5 minutes to do that. And the difference was that I had trained my observation here. I had good foundations. Instead of using multiple references from Google, I generated one reference from using AI. I covered that in a different video, by the way. You can check it out on the channel. You're using references wrong. I think that's the title. You can check that out. And I've been practicing 1 hour deliberately. So that is the difference between these 2 things. The problem right now, excuse me, The problem right now is that people are focusing on the wrong stuff. They are focusing on lighting, detailing, UV unwrapping, texturing. They want to make something that is impressive. But in the process, they are ignoring the basics completely. I want you to know, bro, that the foundational stuff that is going to get you result is just your observation, its simple shapes, and its proportions. You learn these things, and then this is what will move the needle for you right now. If you're lighting, rendering, making turntables, memorizing name of the bones and the muscles, trying to add skin pose to your shitty sculpts, it's not gonna work. The way I want you to think of this is just imagine a piece of shit. Imagine a piece of shit, and then you try to decorate that piece of shit with flowers, you gold plate that piece of shit, it is still a piece of shit. And the same thing is going to go for a sculpt. All of this right here, all of the things that you read here, okay, these things right here, they are the decoration that you are doing on your piece of shit, okay? And this is the base. If this sucks, everything else on top of it is going to suck. And the truth is, let me tell you why people focus on this instead of this, is because this right here, it's cool, it's fun. It's fun to light your renders, and I'll be the first person to admit, bro, that I spent hours and hours and hours on this one because I was just having fun. This wasn't to learn something, this was to impress others. And lighting, it's fun. Rendering, it's fun. I wanted to impress other people. It was comfortable for me to do that. But if I had to train my observations, if I had to learn the shapes and the proportion, that is boring. That is uncomfortable. That is something that I did not want to do. And hence, I was stuck for years. Okay? But the truth about these things is that, these things, they do feel fun at the time. And this does feel uncomfortable right now. But if you keep doing this for a long period of time, this is what happens. The tables turn. Let's say you're doing these things for a year, right? This scenario and this scenario. Scenario here is that you're still a Jerry. You're still a loser. You learned nothing. You were just having fun and you were learning nothing in the process. And now you're miserable because you've wasted years of your life. You've wasted a lot of time and you still haven't seen any improvement. But over here, if you practice these things, bro, you'll improve at such a speed you're going to shock yourself. You're going to be proud of yourself. You're going to be happy that you're making the characters that you are happy with. And then it is started to gonna get fun. Initially it's gonna be uncomfortable, but once you get to a certain point, when you get that result, that is when this thing starts to get fun. The way you want to practice is you learn things step by step. And what do I mean by that? So for example, right now, instead of being like, hey bro, I want to learn how to sculpt Omni-Man or Superman. No, you don't do that. You don't waste your time imagine this, bro. You only have an hour to practice every day. Okay? You just have an hour to practice every day. What are you going to spend your hour on? Are you going to spend your time? Okay, two scenarios. Okay? You made a sculpt. You just have an hour to practice every day. And in one scenario, you're a Jerry, where you made the sculpt, you're now trying to light it, you're now trying to render it, you're now trying to make a turntable animation, you also want to add skin pose to that, you also want to light it, you also want to stylize it a bit, and you want to give it the most realistic texture that has ever existed. And you have 1 hour to practice every day. In this scenario, bro, it's going to take you weeks, weeks to complete that project. Because you're just going to spend so much time on the fluff, the things that are not getting the results, the things mentioned right here. Okay? And the other scenario is where you just make the sculpt. You don't light, you don't render, you don't care about the animation, you don't care about the turntable, you don't care about presentation, you don't care about stylization. All you care about is that today I'm going to learn something. Today I'm going to learn one of these three things and I'm going to improve. That is your focus for every day. Now be honest. In which scenario do you think you're going to improve more over the course of a month? 100% you're going to improve where you're just focusing on the things that are going to get you results, right? So this is the way that you want to practice. The way you want to practice is, let me see if there's a way to make the pen smaller. Oh no, man. Let me just use the other tool. So right now, what you want to do is every day for an hour, what you have to do is just learn how to block the face out. I promise you, this is something that you can learn to do in an hour. Okay, you learn to do this in an hour. Oh, where's the, how did I do this? Yep, yeah. Excuse me, man. I mean, I suck at using Canva right now. I was just trying this new software. And yep, let me bring it here again. Yeah, it's okay. So yeah, for an hour a day, instead of going, today I'm going to make comedy, man. No. Today, just learn how to block the face out. If you learn to do this, congratulations. This is progress. Tomorrow, what you're going to learn for 1 hour is just where do I place the eyes? How do I block out the nose? Where do I place the ears? Just learn the placement of those things. Congratulations. You've made progress once again. The next day, just learn how to refine them. And then the next day, just learn how to add the mouth. Another day, learn how to make the ears. Another day, learn how to make the eyes. Just that for 1 hour a day. I promise you, this method of learning is going to help you improve at a much faster rate. The problem right now is that people completely ignore all of this and just focus on this thing right here. They want to make the next head. You cannot do that. You need to learn, you need to approach sculpting step by step. Okay? You need to learn how to block out the face first. Just like I told you, bro. No matter how many details you add, how many decoration you add to a piece of shit, it's still a piece of shit. If you don't make a good base right here, okay? If you completely ignore this base right here and you jump here, you do not know where to make the eyes, you do not know where to make the nose, you do not know where to make the lips. And then the whole model, it's going to look off. You can make the most beautiful eyes ever on a shitty base, it's still going to be a shitty sculpt. So that is why you need to take things step by step. Learn how to block out this first. Then learn where to place the eye sockets, where to place the nose, where to place the ears, and then learn how to detail them. Have you ever seen people making, I don't know if you've seen this, but people who make 2D sketches, right? They don't start by making the eyes instantly. They don't start by making the mouth. They make the rough circle and then they make some lines and then they know where to place the eyes and try to find shape. Then that is the way that you want to approach sculpting as well. And if this is overwhelming for you, if you don't know where to start, bro, I have a completely free course linked in the description. How do I erase this? Oh my God. Where's the eraser tool? I don't know, bro. Are these lines going to stay here forever? Okay, here's the eraser tool. Yep. I suck at Canva right now, but I'm learning. I'm figuring things out. So yeah, if you need my help, just check out my free sculpting course linked in the description. It's going to teach you how to sculpt in just a month. Okay. And how do I unequip the draw button? Okay, done. So yeah. That is step number 1. Learn the basics. Focus on the basics. Stop skipping around. Stop being a Jerry. Don't add the eyes unless you know where to place them. Don't make the nose unless you know where to place it. Okay? Focus on this step by step. And if you need a completely free program, check the link in the description. And here, step number 2 is embrace the discomfort. Learn how to suck. Learn to suck, bro. Okay? And the funny thing about this is that, okay, let me tell you, bro. The reason that you're running away from your problems right now, the reason that you're not sculpting or embracing the uncomfortable stuff, and you still want to be a Jerry and you want to make the next Omni-Man, you want to make Wagner because Stranger Things has just ended, is because you don't want to feel like you suck. Okay? You just want validation of other people. You just want, I don't know, you want to impress other people. Yeah, you see these creators online and you're like, wow, they get appreciated so much for their work. I want to get appreciated that way as well, bro. That is not going to happen. You have to learn to suck. And the thing about sucking is that you go to such extents so that you don't feel like you suck, that you won't focus on the things that actually matter, and completely focus on the things that are absolutely irrelevant. That is how much you don't want to feel like, yeah, I suck. Okay, that is why you're not learning the basics. That is why you're not making the nose. You know you suck at making the nose. Hence, you don't want to do it. Hence, you want to, instead of making realistic characters, you want to make stylish characters. Because, oh, that is easier. You want to make simple cartoon characters. Again, this is the trap that I was stuck in for the longest time as well. And I don't want this for you. The thing about sucking is, bro, you don't realize that you've sucked your whole life at everything. When you came out of your mother's womb, bro, you didn't know how to walk. You didn't know how to crawl. You sucked at crawling. You sucked at walking. When you wanted to learn how to drive a car, you did not know how to do it. You sucked at driving a car. Anything, pick anything in your life right now, whether it be video games, you sucked at that video game initially. But then eventually, as you kept on going, it got better. Now, why is it that you know these things, but when it comes to sculpting, you have a different expectation? You feel like you're gonna become Michelangelo today. Michelangelo did not carve his way out of his mother's womb, bro. That did not happen. He was born, and then he explored his talent. He knew that, okay, I really like sculpting. He did not make David in the first go. I don't know how many marbles he wasted, how many kilos of marbles he wasted before he made David. Everyone sucks initially. I sucked initially. And I'll be honest, bro. And I want you to be honest as well. The reason I wasted years of my life and I gave it up because I sucked. I wanted to make pain from Naruto and I wanted it to be good. And when it wasn't, it hurts. And that wasn't comfortable. I did not want to do it. Okay, I wanted to make the best horror character ever. And when I made this, bro, I know this sucks. I wanted to make Joker, and then it sucks. I wanted to make a female, and I made this duckling. It was uncomfortable to look at it, and that is why I ran away. I wanted to make Spider-Man, and then exactly why I ran away. I had some good hit or miss sometimes, but mostly it was misses. And that is why I wasted years. And I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to take your hand, and I want you to put it between your legs, and tell me, do you have balls there? If you have balls, bro, just admit that this is what you've been doing. You've been running away from discomfort. You have been a Jerry this whole time. And like everything I told you, you have sucked your whole life. You will suck at sculpting initially. The only thing is that you keep doing it and then it will get better. And I'll be honest, bro, it was a painful journey for me because I did not have any structured learning the way that I have organized the free course for you. I do not have that. And I had to go through a painful process, but I promise you, when I got here, it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. So if you suck right now, bro, let me tell you, good. It means that you're not a Jerry. It means that you are taking action. It means that you've already beat your competition. And the thing about competition is don't compare yourself with other creators out there. Compare yourself with who you were yesterday. If I know right now you suck. I know right now you're not doing the thing that you're supposed to. But if you do this, and if you feel uncomfortable, that is a good sign. That is a sign that you've beat your competition, which is you, by the way. You from yesterday. That is your only competition. Tomorrow your competition will be you today. So every day, just do something that is going to make you better than the person you were yesterday. And I promise you, you will get results. Okay? If you suck, just realize you're early in the process. It does not mean that you can never be a sculptor. Everyone sucks in the start, bro. This just means that you're early in the process. This is my journey, by the way. This is the first character that I sculpted when I took this seriously. And then it got better. Then it got better. Then it got so much better. And yeah, this is how it's going to be for you. So right now, you don't suck, bro. You're just early in the process. You suck, by the way, but it doesn't mean that you're not destined to be an artist. It doesn't mean that this is not meant for you. It doesn't mean that you cannot learn this. It means that you're early in the process. And let me give you one more tip that will really, really help you. The only true sign of learning and growth is discomfort. Let me repeat that. The only true sign of growth and learning is discomfort. If you feel uncomfortable practicing this head, good. That means you're learning. Let's go back to this. This is going to be uncomfortable when you approach it. When you have to skip this and you have to go back to the basics, this is going to be uncomfortable. And that is a sign that you are learning. That is a sign that you are growing. And when you move here, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. I know you want to make Superman, but you have to do this. So making Superman is fun. Doing this is uncomfortable. Congratulations. This is where you're growing. It's not in Superman. And that is why you haven't been getting results, is because you've been chasing fun, pleasure, immediate results instead of discomfort. This is why instead of dedicating yourself for a few weeks, you've spent years trying to find a shortcut that works. A video, a magical video that you suddenly watch and then you become a sculptor. It's not going to happen. You have to embrace the discomfort. And I promise you, it's not going to get any easier than what I have done for you in the course. Okay? All you need to do is just follow this action step, and that is practice 1 hour deliberately. Don't practice like a retard where you just practice anything that comes to your mind. You open up a random Pinterest reference and then you practice that. No. Practice 1 hour deliberately. You can do the same thing over and over again. You can run in place and never get anywhere. But the only way you move forward is when you focus on a specific area that you know that you suck at. And then you practice that deliberately. You follow one source of information. I don't care. If you don't want to watch me, don't watch me. Not everyone can watch me. Not everyone has, I know. Some people are snowflakes. Some people are Jerry's and they're going to click off this video. I don't care, bro. I'm here to help you. You who's watching this video right now. So I don't care. If you find my advice working for you, just follow my source of information. Just follow my advice, because the truth is, if you watch me and then you watch Speedchart and then you watch Sculpt and then you watch Danny Mac and then you watch another creator, honestly speaking, neither of us are wrong. It's just that you need to find who resonates the most with you and you need to follow his or her advice. The way I want you to think of this is, imagine that your school, your university, right? You had multiple teachers who taught physics, but there was only one teacher who taught you physics the best, and you wanted to learn from that teacher. It's the same thing here. Okay? I've been through that hellhole where you have to learn so many different stuff, and the way that I teach is that I just make tutorials and courses for my younger self. I just teach in a way that I wish someone had taught me, and that is without the anatomy overwhelm, without the bullshit advices. I just focus on what actually gets you the result. Okay? You do not skip steps. You only focus on what moves the needle, and then you show up every day. And if you're like, hey, Ishaq, but I don't have an hour to practice every day. Shut up, man. Who are you trying to fool here? You have an hour to edge in the toilet as you're watching porn. You have an hour to masturbate. You have an hour to play video games. Just open up your phone, look at your phone screen time, and tell me how many hours do you spend on social media? How many hours do you spend scrolling? Okay, and stop being a Jerry, bro. If you have an hour to do all of that, you have an hour to sculpt. Stop bullshitting me. And if you need my help, I have already made a free 1-month head sculpting challenge, and I teach you without the anatomy overwhelm. You don't need years of practice. I teach you with zero fluff. It's step by step. I've completely broken down into a 4-week plan for you. It is structured. All you have to do is show up and practice it for 1 hour a day. Link is in the description. If you like this video, just comment. Let me know how did you find it. Like, share it with someone who can also benefit from this, and subscribe for more. Here's a fist bump. You got this.